Australian Herpetoculture podcast. How you going, buddy?
Good, mate. Good. As I was telling you, I literally dusted cobwebs off this microphone.
I'm dusting calcium powder off my keyboard.
Sure.
Yeah. I swear it's calcium powder. It definitely is. What's been happening, mate? It's been a while between drinks.
It's been a long while. I think we've been over a month in between drinks.
Yeah.
It's life, man.
Oh, same here, mate. Same here.
I know you and I have been kind of touching base, just messaging each other back and forth, and we've both just been so knackered, so under the pump with all sorts of stuff going on.
Yeah, kids and work and life pretty much just gets in the way sometimes, unfortunately. But
well, the animals can get in the way too.
Oh, definitely. So, but yeah, you're under the pump at the moment. You bloody got the Gill and I army cranking.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I could keep them all. I wish I could, but this is the 1 year I think I'm definitely going to get rid of all of them that I've hatched.
Yeah.
So, yeah, got 13 hatchies living behind the couch at the moment in multiple tub setups and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome, though. I'm, like, sitting on the couch. I can hear, like, scratching. I just, like, look over the couch, and I'm like, oh, look how pretty you are. I'm like, damn it. It's like a trap. They're trying to get my attention.
And you're going to move them on, or?
Yeah. I've decided to move them on. It's just timing with the wife being not employed currently and all sorts with the baby. It's just, I can't afford to house any more lizards, and they will help keep my wife off work for a little bit longer. So, yeah.
Yeah, which is always good, especially with the kids.
It's more time they can be together, mate. At the end of the day, it's time you don't get back. So
100%.
If that's what it's got to be, that's what it's got to be. It's just me trying to look out for my little family.
Yeah. Oh, and it's amazing how it changes, isn't it?
Oh, like I remember us talking about it probably more so off air than, on air and stuff, and like how life changing it is and that. I'm like, yeah, sure. Like whatever. They're like, I'll still be in the lizard room every day. Yeah. It's like that. And I just get like bewildered with Finnan, and I'm just like, oh, I'll be playing with him or something like that. And then all of a sudden my short free period of the afternoon is gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh crap, now I've got to stay up late and feed geckos and do all this sort of stuff and just miss sleep because I've got to feed my lizards. So
yeah, that's it, eh? It
is what it is.
No, you prioritise things a bit different. Like I've said numerous times, like that's why I sold everything. I just didn't have time, especially because of the hours I was working. But then looking back, I'm like, fuck, I should have just kept a couple of things. But looking back as well, I'm like, no, I'm kind of glad I didn't, because that would have just been like something else that took my focus off. But like I was saying, I'm glad I kept my books. So
yeah. I don't think I'd ever get rid of my books, but like I have been kind of looking at my collection lately going, oh man, like, am I burning myself out with this? Like doing, I've got essentially, won't go into it, but I've essentially got 5 different sources of income, which is just like pulling me left, right and center, and, having all these animals here and stuff. It's just like, oh, it's just such work. It's such work. But, as long as they're paying for themselves to stay here, it's kind of like, it's justified at the moment. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah. And, but at the same time too, you'd kick yourself if you move everything on.
I would. And that's the thing, is because I know how much you kicked yourself.
Yeah.
Although you had to, I know how much you kicked yourself. And I'm like, I've kicked myself on selling stuff in the past, and I don't want to do that again. So
yeah.
I think for the next few months, I'll just struggle to it until it gets into the cooler months and I can kind of just settle a bit and go, okay, I've got a little bit of time to kind of catch my breath. So, obviously with now being full on hatchie season, heaps of mouths to feed, all the mouths that are awake, they're wanting food every day pretty much. So it's just full on. So,
yeah.
And my hours are weird too, because I'm like up at 5:30 in the morning and then I'm back at like 4 to 5 in the afternoon. So it's kind of like my diurnal lizards. I can't really feed them while they're awake during my working week, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like I'm just chucking food in and hoping for the best. And then on my off days, I'll be pumping them with more food. So it's, I'm just all over the shop.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's a good thing with geckos. Like I can come down at 10 o'clock at night, they're all out and I can feed them. Like, but that's the same with the boys. Like sometimes they don't get down here till night time. But the good thing is they'll wake up and smash cricket, so I can see that they're eating. Like,
100%. I was just feeding my boys just before. I've been feeding the geckos, even the she-oak skink. The she-oak skink's like become crepuscular, I'd call it. He doesn't mind a woody late of the afternoon or early evening.
Yeah,
it's funny. It's funny how lizards can do that, and I wonder if it is like a learnt behavior in captivity to kind of go, oh, well, here he is with the food. I'll take it while I can get it.
Probably is. Like you make a big commotion when you come in, you open that container,
turn on
a light, routine, turn all the light on, and they see you. I'm like, oh, hang on, I'll eat while it's here, like.
I don't know when he's coming back, so.
Yeah, exactly. He might not be for a couple of days, so I better take what I can get. But I can see being a snake keeper, like if you just kept it, like it'd be like maintenance on a snake and feeding on snakes. It's a lot less than on lizards. Like
I've had that thought recently as well. Maybe I should just keep my snakes in like a group of Gillini or something. Yeah. I'm like, no, I love the geckos too much. I love this too much. I love that too much.
Yeah. No, you definitely get attached to certain things. Like once you find what you're into, like, it's one of those things. But yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah, exactly. You just soldier on, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I get a bit like this. I'd say probably every summer, where it becomes like pretty full on, and I go through like
hatchies out and stuff. Like
it's like all of a sudden there's all these extra mouths to feed and look after, and you got to remember everybody and all the rest of it. And it's like, okay, this is too much. But then once they're all gone or just about gone, then I'll be sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, I've got eggs, but I think we were talking before. I haven't nothing's hatched yet. I think this room might have just got a little bit too warm for these leaf-tail eggs. So it's been sitting around 26. But like, if I candled them, there's something in them.
Yeah,
It's been like 130 days almost, which is way too long. So I'm just presuming that first round of eggs is gone. But second,
you were saying they were growing though as well, weren't you?
Oh, the eggs are huge. Like compared to the size, compared to the size at what they were laid at, they're like almost doubled in size. It looked like they were about to hatch, but But I'm not really one to cut them open and get out what's
meant to be. It's meant to be.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, it's probably I haven't had heaps of time to, so as cool as it'd be to get some hatches out, but I've got a wine cooler under the house. I might bust out and turn it on and set a temp on it and just stick what's left. And I mean, the geckos are still mating. I've seen you a picture before of the chameleon geckos.
That was awesome.
I don't disturbed them, so if I can get one out, I'd be stoked. If not, it is what it is. There's always next year's.
Yeah.
I mean, that's half the reason why I stopped doing these behind me, because I didn't want to interrupt them like breeding, but once it kind of tapers off a bit, I'm going to pump these out behind me and get them finished. So, but the other thing is time as well.
It gets away from you, hey. It honestly does.
For sure. But the other thing too, like once they're all set up, finished, everything's like misters are on timers. Like I've still got misters on all the tanks, but maintenance isn't as much, but it's just getting there to do it, to set it all up. Like
that's why I'm glad this room's pretty much nailed in. And so I haven't had to do much apart from wipe things down and clean the internals and the enclosures and stuff like that. It's pretty much self-sufficient. But now I'm in the pickle of trying to juggle everything that's in Finnan's to soon be room and figure out what's going on there, and doing more reptile Tetris around the joint. So not as daunting as this stuff though. So at least that's something. It's not quite as bad, but time. It comes down to time again. I've been looking at that for the last month and a half going, I really need to get started on that. Because now he's in our bedroom in his bloody cot, which takes up like half our bedroom. So it's just, reptile Tetris. Mouth Tetris. I'm just going to call it mouth Tetris because my kid comes in under that.
Life Tetris.
Life Tetris, yeah.
Wow.
We're just glad he's not crawling yet, because otherwise he'd be into the Gillini tubs behind the couch.
He's probably not far off the age of crawling, mate. You'll just come home one day and he'll be crawling. You're like, what the heck? And then you'd be into everything. You'd be shutting doors and locking doors and everything else. Like,
I'll just build him a cage.
Yeah, like my video of my son when I was building the boys one. Put him in it. He got it and wanted me to shut the door. But
that was so good.
Yeah. But I got away on the weekend too with the kids up at just up past Barrington, tops at Woco National Park there. Absolutely cracker spot.
It's a good weekend for it too.
Yeah, it was. It was like 30. It's a beautiful spot. Like, it's unpowered, but like you literally camp on this river, this freshwater river. I was trying to find turtles and stuff. Next time I go, I'll take a snorkel up there with me.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Swim through the river. But it does flow. But yeah, there's just this resident Lacey every day at about 12 o'clock. He starts at one end and just walks all the way past all the campsites looking for food. Yeah. Finds nothing. Or if, he might find the odd piece of something to eat, comes back and just climbs straight back up his tree. Does it every day. It was hilarious. Big, well-fed Lacey too. I think I sent you a picture.
Yeah, the gut on him.
Just in front of the thing. Yeah. And it's funny because I had plans to sit back and read a book and this and that, but I was just pretty much swimming the whole time with the kids, playing soccer. Like, I took the Lapid book, Scott and Ty's book. Yep. Just to sit back on the river by the fire of a night time and read. But, by the time they got the kids down and had a few bolters, wasn't really in a state to read. And the stars out there were unreal. Like, I was going to try and go for a bit of a walk to find some other stuff, but I just enjoyed my time sitting there. And there's no phone reception too, so
even better.
Like, literally nothing. So yeah, I had nothing for 3 days. I was up there 3 days. So it was good.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Just to relax. So
I know you definitely needed that.
Oh yeah. For sure. I think we might even go up there again in a couple of weeks, like 4 weeks or something. So, or something like that anyway. Or one of the other parks near it. There's a couple of good parks around there as well. So, try and sneak a bit of a herp in as well.
We'll have to see if my wife's up for it as well.
Yeah, me and Kim were chatting about that when we were away. She's like, we need someone else to go away with. Yeah. I was like, I'm pretty sure looking at it we can. She's like, that's not a bad idea. So,
yeah. I'll be bloody keen. I've pretty much got the setup ready to go.
Yeah.
Just need to chuck some stuff in the back. We'll be done.
Yeah, but it's good because, the kids, like this time I took the shower because the last time I went camping there was no shower, it was a cold shower, but we've got like a little gas heater, like so you got an outdoor hot shower. And the kids thought it was the best thing ever because they're in this little tent with no roof on it, the rain, they're just like, yeah.
Showering camping, that's luxury.
Yeah, no, this was. Like when it's 30 degrees, I'd just go swimming, jump in the river, and it was beautiful. Like the water was so nice. It was cold, but once you got used to it, you just kind of jump in on we took an inflatable donut thing, jump in up the river and just float down. Jump out, jump in, jump out. It was awesome.
Oh man, we had a few days in the Barclay without a shower whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, that would have been
that car was pretty right.
Well, I can only imagine.
It was pretty good when we got to Litchi and we had a swim.
Yeah.
Days and days worth of grime coming off you.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of Tyson, did you see he's took all this bunch of enclosures up to Grass is Greener?
Did you know he took them on I-30?
On the roof, yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe he made it there, but good on him. I think it was about a 30-hour drive he was saying in total.
Something like that. They stopped, did some herping and stuff too, him and Luke.
Yeah.
But, no, they look pretty good. I saw he put up a post the other day of one. He's got some babies in it, but
yeah, it looks sick. It's going to be a really epic looking room.
Oh yeah, I looked at it, I'm like, man, it makes me want to redo my room, like paint it. If I was to ever redo it, like I was chatting with my wife the other day because like we want to turn the deck into a room, and I'm like, I want to do something with the shed, like because we've got a garden shed, we've got this shed. And I'm like, what I'd love to do is where the garden shed is, build a new big shed, just line it with cool room panels, and then turn this into like an outdoor, like office kind of thing.
Yes.
Like I'm setting up my own business at the moment. That's the other reason why I've been super busy. Like, so this will just be like an office, at-home office for a while until like things, But I was like, I saw that post. He's painted the floor and this and that. I'm like, man, I was just like, want to do my own room now. Set it up. Nice and cool. That way I could keep it cooler as well. Like, this is lined, insulated, like ceiling, walls, but it just gets that little bit too hot to what I'd like it to stay at.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're trying to dial it into it, just makes it next to impossible.
Yeah. Like, I've got a little air conditioner that I bring in here, but that's only for when it gets super hot because, you know, I just want to drop that ambient temp down just a little bit so I don't have to, I mean, or alternative, I can just get a wine cooler for the eggs. But I think 26 constant is a little bit too hot for those eggs.
Yeah.
Whereas I used to take him into the linen cupboard inside, or before we had the kids, the back room, which is Jules's room, that was where I had everything. And I'd put him in the cupboard in that room inside. Yep. So that never really got over. Like, on a 30, 35 degree day, it'd get to about 28, but I'd only be at 28 for like, you know,
peak sort of thing.
The peak from like 3 o'clock in the afternoon to like 4 o'clock. And then I'd come home, turn the air conditioner on, the house would drop down to 21. So that would sit around 21. So, you know, I think the constant 26, like I checked the Grid Connect system, it's just like flatline 26 down the floor. And the roof's at flatline 28, like up basically ceiling level, like drop down probably another 300 and it drops down to about 27, but the room's just like a sweat box.
What's the humidity set at in there? Or where'd you go?
If I don't, it's not the end of the world, so I'm here. I'll see you.
Oh, that's good. Can you hear me?
I'm back.
Yeah, you're there.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, good. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I think that's probably internet. It's like every time I jump on to do a show, my internet just dies.
Mine's telling me I'm all right.
I'm a quick squeeze at mine. But yeah, it's just one of those things. But, you know, we'll dial it in eventually. That's the other thing, is like time. Like, back before I had kids, I'd be in here and I'd be checking eggs. I'd be like, oh, it's going to get hot today. If I thought it was in those cupboards, if I thought it was going to get too hot, I'd put an ice block in like a bowl of water and sit it in the cupboard. That way it didn't the cupboard never got hot, in theory. But, you know,
or at least stay a little bit cooler.
Fine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do as much as I can, but yeah, and then that's the good thing with the timers and the Grid Connects, like the mister comes on and does that. It just takes that little bit of time out of that routine maintenance, like misting and all that stuff, until I come in here. But I still hand mist every time I come in. Not every time, but, you know, every couple of nights when I come in here anyway. So just make sure that they drink and stuff like that.
It's funny, even though I've got everything in here on the Mist King, I still find that I'll hand mist more frequently, just because it's kind of like I'll just hit individual tanks at different times.
I do the same,
blasting everything.
Yeah, I'll do the same. Like, that tank looks a bit dry and this and that. And I'd love to get another Mist King, though, because obviously I've got the Boyd's tank. That I would like that to run longer than the little, smaller enclosures, but that'll be down the track eventually. But, you know.
All in due course, right?
Yeah, exactly.
My last little green tree pythons turned green now, or turning green. So
that's all 4 of them now.
Yeah, one decided to hold out for like an extra 3 weeks or something like that.
That's crazy because you moved a bunch on and they changed well before yours did.
I think they're also considerably larger, but I didn't pump too much food into mine. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool watching them actually turn green. They're starting, the other ones are starting to lose those little blue diamonds and stuff in the back, and they're starting to gain heaps of white spots and stuff down the spine, which is really cool to see.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's actually a challenge to find them in their enclosures a little bit now. Not a challenge, but you just can't kind of glance past and see a bright yellow snake. It's with all the plants and stuff in there. It's you actually have to poke around for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, such good little snakes. I love them.
Yeah, they're definitely beautiful. That's one thing I'd love to get more of, down the track.
Yeah.
It's funny because, like, we were talking with my wife the other day, and she wants to get, like, another dog, like another puppy. Well,
Yeah.
like, because our he's 12 now, golden retriever, but she wants to get another one. And he goes to my son, "Oh, what would you like?" And he's like, "I'd like 4 dogs, 2 cats, and six snakes." I'm like, "Yes." And I'm like, "What snakes do you want?" He goes, "Green tree pythons." I'm like, "Mate." And she's like, "For your 6th birthday, you can get green tree pythons." I'm like, "You're getting a pair."
Well, at least he's got good taste.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, "That's only 2 years. Beautiful. Sounds good to me." So
gives you a bit of time to save up your pennies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But that'd be good. But oh man, I tell you what I'd love though, green tree monitors. Every time I see grass is greener post, man, he's killing it with those.
Yeah, he's pumping them out.
Man, he's doing so. Like, I saw the story he had today, just eggs hatching. Like, he's doing so well with them. It's good to see. Like, really good to see. He's definitely nailed them.
I like how he's just focused in on like a few species though.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's just doing them justice.
Yeah.
You know, he's just stayed so focused, and unlike you and I who get distracted with all the pretty things that we see or whatever, it's probably more so me. I'll talk about me there. Yeah. Whereas I'm just kind of like, oh, I might get eggs from this thing this year and this thing next year or whatever. No, he's really got it dialed in.
Yeah, them and green tree pythons, he's absolutely killing it with them.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's only a matter of time before we can keep him in New South Wales. Like,
who knows, man? Who knows? New South Wales is one of those funny places.
Yeah, that's right. With how well he's doing, you know, like.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah.
But
I saw an Owen Pelly on Sunday.
Yeah. How's the expo?
It was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that the pen run out at Penrith?
Nah, it was the Sydney Expo.
Oh, is that the old
Castle Hill?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, out of Blacktown Leisure Centre.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all right. Probably could have used another point of sale as far as when you're purchasing your tickets, because I think most people had to stand in line for over an hour when they were queuing up. So they only had one machine, which was a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
How's it going? I don't know if they had one fail or something like that before the expo opened or whatever, but yeah, it was quite a long wait to go in. And you know what Sunday was like? It was pretty hot.
It's like 30-something degrees on Sunday.
Yeah, so it was pretty toasty. It was. I really enjoyed socialising and stuff like that, just kind of catching up with people that I hadn't seen in a while. I think that's pretty much the main reason why I go to expos nowadays, is to kind of just see my mates.
Yeah,
But it was, I mean, it's always early in the season when this one comes out too, so it was pretty run-of-the-mill sort of stuff. There was a few cool animals getting around and stuff like that, but yeah, run-of-the-mill. You know, heaps of pythons, heaps of beardies.
Yeah.
There was actually, I saw some boids, saw some Kimberley tristas. There's a few geckos getting around and stuff like that, but
like knobbies and stuff.
Yeah. Few what look like hybridized knobbies. Could be wrong, but you know, looked like they might have been some Levis crops from Pilbarensis or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. It was good to see some people and stuff. I just thought it was. I just get bored. I get bored with the animals. It's kind of like I'll do a quick scan around and have a look at the animals for like 15 minutes, and then I'll go and talk to my mates, because it's just kind of like it's the same thing every expo. There's just. It'd be so cool, you know, we always kind of like turn back and have like a bit of a highlight, or, you know, between us, we'll probably talk about like, you know, that year where there was like all that tree snake table, right?
Yeah.
With Bill, and he had all this tree snake collection and stuff like that. It's like, that became such a highlight event for people to actually notice, because it was something different.
Yeah.
I was talking to Mitch the other day, and I was like, man, it'd be just so awesome if there was just like somebody that was like an absolute skink nut. And I'm not just talking blue tongues. I'm talking like, you know, skinks or something like that, just all different groups and stuff, that just was able to go to these events and kind of educate people on what these are.
Even if they're not for sale, even if they're just like they've got a couple of things for sale and they're just on display.
Yeah, well, like it's just, and To be fair, Mitch came back with a pretty valid point as to why he reckons people don't do that, and it's because a lot of the general public that come through those sorts of events, maybe they're not so into that side of things necessarily. It might be just like they're more into their pythons and their beardies and the kind of stuff that you see at an expo, you know. Yeah. And then so maybe for the person that then has all these kind of obscure animals, they have to answer these questions all day as to what the heck it is, what do you do with it, blah, blah, blah. So it can kind of become a little bit tiresome, whereas maybe they want to kind of be sitting in the background a little bit more. So then people that are into that can kind of seek them out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. Then for like you or myself, we might go there and go, oh, it's same old stuff sort of thing. It'd be awesome to see this.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
And then, but then you do get those people that, you know, after that specific morph or something like that, you know, not necessarily on social media or this and that. They want to see stuff in the flesh, or they might not even keep stuff, you know, and they come through like, oh, there's Net Reptile Expo.
Yeah,
You've got all those colourful snakes that attract people in, you know, especially with some of the like the beardies and stuff like that as well, and blue tongues. Like,
oh, mate, like I'm not saying that they don't have their place at the expo. I think more
for sure,
than justified. I'm just thinking about like, you know, there was like 20, 25 tables, maybe 28 tables or something there that had breeders on them. Whereas like backtrack maybe 5-6 years and you have like groups of like 40, you know, tables sort of thing. And it's like there was just more people that actually vended these sorts of things.
Yeah, that's true.
To sell their animals. So I'm saying maybe it's just the python guys, the beardy guys, those kind of guys that have been doing this for a long time. Maybe it's just them that are hanging around, and maybe a few of those other guys have kind of gone a little bit by the wayside or whatever.
Yeah.
Over the last certain sort of years. But no, I 100% agree. Flashy snakes, flashy beardies, all that sort of stuff, 100%. They're going to be awesome draw cards for people that are new into a hobby that don't want, you know, a brown children's python. They want a nice yellow one or something like that. So
yeah, exactly. But that's right. But and then, I mean, like you look at any pet shop, you go there, and the stuff that's usually on display is the usual bright beardy morph, you know, that kind of thing. But that's what, you know, gets that new person in that sees a bearded dragon that wants just a bearded dragon, but then sees this. I don't even know what morph bearded dragons there are, but like, you know. What is it? Het translucent? Like, I don't know. Translucent? I don't even know.
Oh, God. Translucent, Dunners. Got those 0 things here now.
Yeah, whatever they are. But yeah, you know, that you know, that's that eye candy stuff that attracts that new person in. But then that new person might turn into a skink freak or whatever. So
yeah, I one day, hopefully pet shops will be able to actually cater a little bit more and kind of, you know, because a lot of pet shops are kind of like where people might get exposed to this sort of stuff earlier than expos and such. It'd be awesome if pet shops were able to actually have a few more different species in there just to kind of diversify a little bit as well. I think that could just be where it kind of comes down to, is what people are exposed to is what people like. Whereas if they had a broader range of stuff that they are actually able to see, then maybe they would have a bit of a broader horizon, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. You cut out for a bit there, so I did miss some of that. But
oh, that's right. I was just waffling.
No, you're right. No, but I do agree though. But no, obviously I didn't go to the expo because I was away. But I'll definitely go. I'll definitely go to the Penrith one. Is that on this year? Yeah, that'll be on for sure, won't it?
Yeah, it's March, end of March. I want to say.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 25th, 26th, something like that. 21st, maybe. I don't remember. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I want to say it's towards the end of March.
Like that. I have to have a look. Yeah, I'll definitely go to that one for sure. But I'd love to get down to the Vic Expo. Like, we've had a few people reach out. Let's see if we can go down, but it's a bit busy this year. Maybe next year. I'd love to go next year. If I got time next year, I will for sure.
Yeah, I think once my life just kind of settles a bit is when I need to do that.
Yeah.
I know, it's kind of like a laugh. Like,
yeah, mine still hasn't. But yeah, I know what you mean, for sure. Yeah, I'd love to get down there because that looks like a really good expo.
Mm.
Got their shirt on right now.
Oh, you do too. I saw a few of those getting around on Sunday.
Yeah, the Peter Krause one, but yeah, man, dripping in here. It's like a sweatbox. It's humid in here as well. So, but yeah. What about you? You got any new books coming up, mate? Have you bought any new books or?
Trying to refrain a little bit from buying books, just because A, I'm running out of space, and B, wife's not working, so
yes,
money's just kind of a little trim right now. So yeah, no, nothing from me since we last spoke. No. Have you been hitting up Old Nature for You? Have you?
Oh, I have, but I can't remember what I've got. My bookcase is full now, and I've got about how many books have I got down there? I reckon I've got like 50 books sitting on the floor.
Oh wow!
Like, I don't know. I can't remember what I said I got last time, but obviously I've got a problem. Ipa's book. I've got a bunch of Herpetofaunas off Jake.
Oh yeah.
I think I got another bunch of Adam. Obviously, I've got a couple of books here for you as well. I think I sent you pictures of them, but forgot to take them last time. A couple more from. Actually, I can't remember if I said these are the ones I got last time. The Terralogs. I got some Terralogs off the Ipas as well. But I can't remember if I spoke about it. It was Brannard's, and so I drop out then.
Yeah, you dropped out a little bit then.
Yeah, no, a Varanid one and a Geckos of Australia one.
Oh, nice.
I spoke about them last time. They're probably the last ones I've got. But there's another book out, 3 books out. I've got to order. I still haven't pre-ordered the new second edition of the infamous Danny Brown series.
Yeah, I probably should have read the comments on those a little bit closer, but I'm not sure what they are, like whether they're just like a revised edition with much being added to them or rewritten.
It's a revised edition with, I think there was a couple of species added.
Right.
Like in the gecko, I think there might have been a couple of species added in. And it's the same with the monitor one, I believe. A different cover as well, from what I can see on the picture. But I'll have to order. I still have done that. I've got to do that. But order that. And there was also the reptiles of Kakadu, I think, as well.
Yeah, I did see that.
By Chris Jolly. Is it Chris Jolly?
Yes, that's it. Yep. Yeah. I think I shared that post. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be right up your alley. So
yeah.
But I'd
probably go that personally before the Danny Brown ones. But then I'd have to come back to the Danny Brown ones.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the Herp Society is doing a book launch for it. So that'd be awesome to go down
cool.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So I think you can pre-order, and I think I remember seeing something about it. So I'll probably head down to that, I reckon, for sure.
Might have to join up to the Herp Society.
Yeah. It's good value for money. That was one thing the other week for my son's birthday, we went down to Symbio Wildlife Park.
Oh, wicked.
Took him down there for his 4th birthday. And that place is awesome, eh? It's a good little spot, especially for kids. Like, because you kind of do the loop of the park, and then there's a water park at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's like, we played there. Like, they played in the water park for like an hour and a bit. But yeah, no, it was awesome. Awesome little park. Like, a bit of a drive for us up this end, but, made a day out of it. Met like Kim's sister down there and stuff with my niece and that, so it was good. Yeah, it's a good little park, eh? I like it. Good little reptile house there, good displays.
Yeah.
Like, my son ran through the reptile area because he could see there was a park at the end, and then my daughter was obsessed with the baby crocodiles. Obsessed. I was like, that's my girl. So
she loves reptiles in water in general, doesn't she?
Yes, yeah. Seems to be animals in general, but loves the turtles. And yeah, she's like, oh, baby crocodile, so cute. And she's like doing this, like, yeah. Try again.
There you go.
No, restart a moment. So, well, you just recorded that whole time.
Yep. I just figured it would just be easier for me to just go from this time to this time, Eric, and just give him the one file.
You should have just started singing, give everyone something to listen to.
Oh, you should have heard me ranting about you.
Yeah, probably. Slagging me off. That bastard. Yeah. Said he's going to fix his internet. Still hasn't. What a useless Sparky he is.
I've already got the message pre-planned to Eric. We've had a big dropout from 35 minutes until about the 43-minute mark.
Mate, internet drives me insane. Oh, I don't get it. It's probably going to happen again. But what do you do, eh? It seems to be this time of night because obviously everyone uses the internet, but to drop down to 3 megabytes a second, like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, that's so bad. But anyway, what do you do? But yeah, no, I really enjoyed Simba. It was good. It was good. You know, it was a bit warm, but good to get through the end and then have that water park for the kids and they could just play for like an hour and you just go grab something to eat and just watch the kids play.
Nice.
Dropout Doctor. Nice name.
I changed the name.
That's gold. I didn't even notice it until then. But yeah, so that was good. Really enjoyed it. So drive was a bit of a pain, but other than that, it was good.
Oh, well, you knew what you were getting yourself into.
Yeah. I was bang on 2 hours. I think it took 2 hours 10 or something like that. So
yeah,
because
that's a lot of driving as well. Day.
Oh yeah, 4 hours. Well, I pretty much used to do it for work when I drove to Campbelltown every day. So, but, you know,
yeah, they got Illawarra Expo.
Yeah, I've never been to that one. You went down, didn't you, last year?
Yeah, I went down last year. I've been down a few times for that one. Yeah. I really enjoyed that because they actually do like a big show. Like they.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't think they're doing it this year. I think they're doing like just like an expo side of things with animals for sale and such and suppliers and that. But yeah, in past they did like an actual show where you could go and see all these kind of like animals being shown off and stuff, which I think Hawkesbury have done in the past as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it's always a good expo. I like the Illawarra one. That's on the 21st of May again this year.
Yeah, nice. So, I want to try and head down for that one. So,
you know why I like that one? It's because generally there is variety in critters because you get more people getting more species out over a longer period of time. So sometimes you do find a little bit more funky stuff in amongst the good stuff.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, whereas I guess, you know, most people are getting snakes and beeties out pretty early, so all that kind of obscure stuff takes a little bit longer to hatch. Like,
well, take my tristas for example that are still in their eggs, and I think that's like a month overdue hatching now, and I don't know what's going on with those. Kind of similar to those eggs that you've got there. Like, I don't want to cut them, and the eggs aren't rotting, so I'm assuming that there's either something alive inside or it's just dead and well cased. So who knows? But I'm hoping to get some tristas out
too. So no, that's pretty. I'd like to do this, but done.
Yeah, you're dropping out again on me. You are, aren't you? Jason, come back. Don't go towards the light.
What? I can hear you.
Oh, good.
I'm here.
You're here. You're back.
No, don't go. No.
Don't leave me. Huh? You're back. Yeah. You were back.
Here.
You are there.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm just waiting for this. Give me a
And he's gone. You're waiting for the chameleons to do what? Oh, man. This would be one of the most painful episodes that we've recorded. Only 47 minutes in, and he has dropped out like 4 or 5 times now. Useless Sparky with a useless internet connection. Well, at least my internet's working for a change. Oh, you'd think we'd live in a third world country with this sort of stuff. Where has he gone? Where has he gone? Well, I'll fill in some voids. I managed to hatch out a few geckos this year. Well, I say that, I mean 2 geckos. I have hatched out a little Ciliaris aberrans. Are you back now?
I'll probably drop out again.
Are you going to stay? I've started filling in the airtime just because I figured you'd probably be back in about a minute.
Yeah. I'm a minute man.
Well, we're definitely not editing that out. I was just telling the people that I hatched out a little Ciliaris aberrans, who's incredibly cute. I love Stroffs. Baby Stroffs are awesome.
But
they don't drop dead.
I do miss it. Yeah, that seems to be a bit of a common thing with some people, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Baby Stroffs. But, yeah, I do miss them, but, you know, I'm just going to really try and focus on these leafies and chameleon geckos, I think.
Yeah.
For a while.
Well, like we were talking about earlier, focus is pretty important, and especially when you've got some sort of niche stuff like you got there.
Yeah.
You know, especially with like cool temps and stuff that you're chasing.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to just do that and not have to worry about heating anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when you've got one room.
Small room too.
You're not wrong. I almost bumped my head going to that thing.
It's pretty low. I did tell you. But.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was just saying that I hatched out the Ciliaris aberrans and I managed to actually hatch out a new species for myself. I got a little Nephrus wheeleri cinctus, or Nephrus cinctus. Are they split now? Are they cinctus and wheeleri still?
I think they're
split.
Maybe. I'll have a look.
I think somebody was telling me that they might have been just turned into Nephrus cinctus. I could be wrong.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, cool nonetheless. He's a beautiful little gecko.
Yeah.
It
was real orange, that bitch you sent.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought, you know what?
Real orange.
If I keep any animals this year, I might keep a little knobtail gecko because I can.
Yeah. Definitely beautiful, that's for sure.
Oh, easy to raise too. Like, well, I say that, but like easy to raise for me in the sense that I can just pop him in a 5-litre tub in the snake rack with the snakes.
Yeah.
He's all golden in there. I need to get rid of some snakes this weekend, hopefully. Hopefully be moving 5 children's pythons on. I got a couple more.
Yeah, because you've still got a few snakes in that room too.
Yeah, I still got 8 children's pythons in here.
Yeah.
Babies, that is, hatchies. Yeah, got 5 ready to go. Drop them off at a shop. Then I've got a couple or 3 that are being finicky.
Yeah.
That's okay. A couple of them are drop feeding, so it's just... I just want to get them to the stage where somebody can offer them a mouse on tongs and they're golden, you know?
Good to go, yeah.
Yeah. But, nobody likes painful pythons.
No, there's nothing worse.
It's not worth the headache. It's not worth the headache for me. It's not worth the headache for the shop that I sell them to. It's just get them good, get them going. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
Once they're going.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. You did pretty well with the green tree pythons, though.
I might have just gotten lucky.
Yeah. I think
I'm going to attempt that again this year. I'm going to see if I can do... Yeah, I'm really keen to. I've been feeding the heck out of my female just to try to make sure that she's got the weight, which I think she does. Like, I'm still kind of like ad-lib feeding her, if you want to call it that. It's kind of like every couple of weeks at the moment. but it's like I'll give her a good feed.
Yeah.
And just let her digest that properly, get rid of it, and then
don't feed her
come
again.
back and give her a feed. Yeah. So
yeah.
Male's a little bit bigger this year as well, because obviously it's...
Because he was pretty small, wasn't he?
He was tiny. I couldn't believe it when I put him in, and I was like, oh, I was scared she was going to eat him. I'm like, she's a bit of a psycho too, so I wouldn't have put it past them. Like, they're probably a pair of snakes that I'd be uncomfortable about housing together whilst feeding and stuff like that. It would be definitely like I'd rather them just feed during the feeding months and then come together and breed during the breeding months and not associate those other two with each other. Because especially after hearing about, some bad experiences and stuff like that, it's
definitely
not fun.
First-hand experiences with that. So.
Yeah. But no, I'm going to try the exact same setup. I'm going to leave the female in the smaller enclosure that she's already in, just to try not to muck anything too much. And then maybe if I give her like the next season off or something, then I can get her into a bigger enclosure and stuff during that time and get her comfortable again. But I want to try to do the same thing. I want to try to do MI. I want to try to get the hatchies. Or if I get hatchies, do the same sort of feeding and stuff that I did with them, because it just all seemed to... It worked this time. It may not work next time, but why not give it a crack?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I've been trying.
Yeah. But no, they're such good snakes. I love the green tree pythons.
Oh, yeah, they're my favourite. Absolute stunner. And roughies. Can't go wrong there.
I had somebody tell me the other day, they were like, oh, green snakes are so boring to me. And I was like, oh, I just don't get that. Hey, like, I know different strokes for different folks. But like they were pretty adamant that they were like, nah, designer green tree pythons is where it's at. I'm like, man, I can just really appreciate a green python.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially when you see them in the flesh. Like the green's almost like the green in a picture is completely different in the flesh.
Yeah.
Like way different. Like, but in saying that, I do like designer green tree pythons. They're probably, if I was ever going to work with like a morph or something, it'd be them.
Oh, I really like those mite phase ones. I don't know why, but those little black dots and stuff just look really cool.
And the flecks of blue as well.
Yeah. I think where this particular guy was going was like, he likes the blue ones. He likes the, like the real crazy out there ones that don't really resemble a green python at all.
Yeah.
But as I said, different strokes, different folks.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly right. But I do like those ones as well. I think it just sort of stems from what got me into them, seeing that green tree python on that book when I was a kid. So, and I spent heaps of time on the old Morelia viridis forum back in the day when that was a thing. Still is a thing, I think. It's still kicking. Not Aussie pythons, Morelia viridis. Yeah. But And I saw Rick posted the other day with his granite belt thick-tail geckos.
Oh, yeah.
Hatched a bunch of them out.
That was mad.
Nailing it with them. Yeah. That's awesome to see.
Talk about a rare gecko species. That's probably right up there.
Yeah, I think he's cracked it with those, I think. So he's got quite a few out now, which is good.
It's good to have something like that in somebody's hands that's so competent with them. Like as in like that they'll do the legwork to really secure a population.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And it's, you put out a little bit of info on them, and it's kind of, the way that everyone thought they had to be kept isn't quite the way that they need to be kept.
Yeah.
Like everyone was kind of keeping them in racks and cold, trying to get them cold and this and that, but they love to climb.
Don't mind a bit of heat.
Climb quite a bit. Don't mind a little bit of heat, and you just basically keep them like you keep your millies.
That's kind of crazy when you think about it, isn't it? Like,
yeah. I mean, you can keep millies in tubs and stuff, but, that benefit of climbing, like, they climb a lot more than people think they do.
I used to have thick-tailed geckos with a universal rock background, and they'd be at the top of the rock background every night.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I used to have some granite belts years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some granite belts years ago. And, they'd be the same. They'd be on the mesh. They'd be on, like, I put branches in there, everything. And they'd climb the branches, climb the background. I got some eggs, but they dud. Like, they weren't fertilised. And that's when I sold everything. So, they're another thing I wish I didn't move on, but they went to a good place. And, it's awesome to see. Awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's got a few out, judging from that post. So
that'd be good.
There's such if
that's the case.
Yeah. But they're another one I'd love to work with again on the list for sure. There's a few of those little obscure geckos that I'd love to. Once I had a bit more time and space, I'd love to get back again. They're one of them, and same with ringtails and cave geckos.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for punishment.
I saw that Cindy and Marie from OCD Reptiles posted up that they got some ringtail eggs, and I was about to tag you in it, and then I'd already seen that you'd already commented on it, and I was like,
all over it. Nice. Yeah, they're so cool. They're interesting to watch, those things. Like, they're really active, Yeah, they're quite big. People don't realize how big they are. Like, they give, think of, I'm trying to go back now. How big would the body be? Think of, their body is larger than a Maritzi.
Mm.
And then the tail, again, is probably what would that be? It'd be a good 100 mil.
So, similar to that cave gecko that Ricky attached to me?
Similar, yeah, pretty much similar size to a cave gecko, actually. I should have just said that, yeah. Yeah, pretty much similar size to a cave. I think caves might be a little bit heavier bodied. Oh,
yeah.
Might even be a bit bigger than a cave gecko, actually. But I can't remember what's coming back memory now. But
decent gecko.
Yeah, decent gecko, and they're fast too. Like, they live in little groups and stuff like that.
Can you keep them in groups, the ringtail geckos, or are they aggro like the caves?
No, you can. No, I'm pretty sure they do well because what did I have? I think I had 3 females and a male together. And, they did well together. And they lay hard, from memory, they lay hard eggs too.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
Might have been you telling me that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's going back a few years ago now. But yeah, the one thing I never got babies out.
Yeah, right.
Got eggs, never got babies. But they're those 3 geckos are ones. Oh, and some, what are they called? Actually, need to message Mitch, see if he's still got that.
Flissopoda?
Yeah. Probably doesn't, but it's all good. But yeah, they're another thing I'd like to work with again.
They're a cool gecko.
Yeah.
One day I'd like to have a crack at them again. Just had a bad run of luck there. But no.
Yeah, that was a bit, wasn't it? Well, that's exactly right. And then, you've got to talk about it because otherwise everyone's like, no one knows.
No, exactly. It's one of those things. Things happen.
Exactly. Experienced, That's what makes you a better keeper at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'm not saying losing things makes you a better keeper, but, experiences.
Yeah, learn how to better yourself from it and see, pick apart what you've done and see if you can figure out why something has failed.
Yeah.
Don't do it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
Exactly. Well, that's life in general, too.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Change the name to the podcast of life.
Get all philosophical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about as philosophical as I get, mate.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what, there's some pretty budding young photographers coming up in the world. I don't know if you follow Tom's Wildlife on Instagram, but he's got this cracking shot of a Kristen spiny-tailed gecko that he's just posted up recently.
Who is it, sorry?
Tom's Wildlife.
Who was it?
He's
Tom's, yeah.
Yeah. He's a young fella from down Illawarra way. I've actually got one of his photos hanging up in here.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, cracking photo.
That's some awesome. Let's get a bit.
Yeah.
I just need to get out a bit more too. That's all time again, but you know, I just want to do a trip up to Cape York. See if
you'll get there.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
One day.
Hopefully, I'm coming with you.
Oh, hopefully. Be a good little trip.
Yeah, I'd love that. I'd love to get up there. I'd love to see some greens and some weeds and some leafies and stuff.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, seeing a green and wild, I think I'm so excited. They seem to be pretty common up there, though. From the last few people that have gone up there, this little wet season they've had.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of greens have been found this season, which is good. Means I'm more likely to hopefully see one if I go up. Yeah. Are you still dropping out on me? Yeah. You there? God
damn. I am now.
Oh, mate.
Doozy. Oh.
This is a doozy. I was saying that. I was like, you know, this is probably one of the worst recorded podcasts we've ever done.
Yeah. We could probably just cut out that little 10-minute chunk in the middle and then the dropouts we can just in.
Yeah. I'm just trying to fill them in now if they're just like a 30-second one or something.
Yeah. It's terrible, man. Yeah, I honestly don't get it. Yeah. You pay good money for it too. It's not like it's cheap.
No, that's it. That's the worst part.
But they don't do anything about it. You ring up and complain like, oh yeah, it is what it is, and then nothing. Change providers, it's still crap. I don't know. Still the same.
Yeah, that's shocking.
End of the day, it's the same line, so
yeah, it doesn't matter what box you got on it.
No, it's exactly. And there's a few things you can do, but I've done all that, and it just seems to be the same time of night. Just die and watch Netflix. So
Or maybe they need to start recording first thing Sunday mornings or something.
Oh yeah, I could do that
when everyone's sleeping in, except for us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, kids are up at bloody 6 o'clock every day. That's a sleep in for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, my son's up at 5 o'clock every morning.
Yep, I remember those days, mate. I remember those days. I'm pretty sure I've said it numerous times. I used to wake up at like 10 o'clock or go into my son at 10 o'clock, and then I'd fall asleep at 3 o'clock and get up at 5 o'clock and go to it. Those days are behind me.
Painful.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure you got past that point, though.
Yep,
anyway.
I am for now. All right, guys, maybe we'll just wrap this one up here, and then hopefully we'll be back in the near future, and hopefully we won't leave it so far in between podcasts, and hopefully we'll have a guest.
Yes, we've got a couple we've been reaching out to. So
I actually I'll talk to you about this after this, but I actually had somebody give me a good topic, and they want to jump on soon.
Sounds good.
So, yeah, I told him yes. But yeah, anyway, we'd like to say a massive thank you to Eric and Owen and the rest of the NPR crew for having us. If you'd like to contact them, it is best to find them at moreliapythonradio.com and email them at info@moreliapythonradio.com. Make sure to follow the NPR network on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. As far as contacting us on our social media platforms, you can email us at australianherpetoculture@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Make sure to check out our Teespring store for podcast merch. The link is on the Facebook page. To see more of what Jason is doing, make sure to follow him on Facebook and Instagram at The Gecko Effect. For myself, you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, and Teespring under Beach of Scaly Beasts. We hope to have you back next week for another episode of the Australian Herpetoculture podcast. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Oh, good. Now I can't find my mouse. It's stuck on another screen. All right. See you guys.
Bye.